We're going to talk about how to simplify mixed numbers and how to change mixed numbers with improper fractions in them into simplified mixed numbers. 2 3/4 is a mixed number. If you look at just the fraction, 3/4 is a regular fraction. Now 2 5/3 is also a mixed number, but the 5/3 is an improper fraction because the 5 is bigger than the 3. So the top number is bigger than the bottom number. We're going to talk about what to do if you have a mixed number, such as 6/8, 2 6/8, or a mixed number such as 2 5/3, and what you're supposed to do with those mixed numbers when you need to simplify them. Let's start with 2 6/8. The first thing we need to figure out is 6/8 a regular fraction or is it an improper fraction? It's a regular fraction. So when you have a regular fraction, all you need to do is simplify the fraction. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our 6 and our 8, and we're going to do our factor trees. If you guys remember from before, you can cross out the 2's. We have to leave the 3 and we have to leave the rest of the 2's. So that would end up equaling 3/4. So we have to actually bring that 3/4 over to here though. So our answer would become 2 3/4 because you have to keep that whole number in there. Here's another example of a mixed number that has a regular fraction. So 12 15/30. So it has a regular fraction, so we're going to focus on that fraction. Our answer is still going to have the 12 in it. So let's figure out what our fraction is going to be. So we're going to do our factor trees for 15 and 30. Now if we look at the top, we crossed out the 3 and the 5, so all that's left is just a 1. And then all that's left on the bottom is a 2, so we know we're going to put 1/2 right here. So 12 15/30 turns into 12 1/2. So here's another example. If we have 4 12/7, first we have to look, is 12/7 a regular fraction? No, it's actually an improper fraction. So we need to treat it like an improper fraction. So we're going to bring down our 4 and we're going to write plus because we know we have to add 4 to whatever we get from our improper fraction. So let's think of the steps for our improper fraction. We have to start by doing 12 divided by 7. So if you put that in on your calculator, what do you get? So you should have gotten 1.714 and so on. So we know it's going to be 1 and something. We know we're going to have a 7 as our denominator because it's the same as the top. Now we multiply 1 times 7. So 1 times 7 is 7. But that's not what we're going to put up top. Remember, we need to use this top number to subtract. So 12 minus 7 is 5. So that's what we're going to put up there. So now we need to add 4 plus 1 5/7. So we're going to add our whole numbers first. So 4 plus 1 is 5. And then we only have one fraction, so it's just 5 5/7. So that is your final answer, 5 5/7. Here's our last example, 3 15/4. So first we need to check, is our fraction a regular fraction or is it an improper fraction? So as you can see, it's an improper fraction. So we need to treat it like an improper fraction. So first we need to bring down our 3 plus, and then we have to figure out what our improper fraction equals as a mixed number. So 15 divided by 4. Let's type that in on your calculator. You should have gotten 3.75. So we're going to write 3 and something because it's 3 with something. We got to figure out what the fraction is. So we're going to keep our 4 the same at the bottom. So now we need to figure out what number is going to go on the top. So we're going to use these two numbers to multiply. So 3 times 4 is 12. But don't forget that last step, guys. That last step is to subtract it by our top number up here. So 15 minus 12 is 3. And that's the number we're going to put up here. So now we need 3 plus 3 is 6. And we only have one fraction, 3/4. So our whole answer is 6 3/4.